欲しいなら取ってみな。
Yo, what's up everyone? Lad here. We're back again with another traveler that will be joining the rest of the cast. Rone. She is a thief of the approved faction hailing from the Memoirs of Celestia. She is a great shield breaker for enemies weak to daggers. She also introduces a new status element, the Miss Physical Attack. We've seen its counterpart, Miss Elemental Attack with Temenos, but now she brings the physical version of that. But with that, is she worth to pull? Let's go ahead and check her out. Rie Takanaka is her VA. I believe this is the first time that we're seeing her in the OCTOPATH series. You might notice her from Genshin Impact as her VA as the all-amazing Lisa with her top-tier climbing noises. But she also voices Bella from Resident Evil. It's too bad I played the game with the English dub, but for those who also played Final Fantasy XIV, she voices Emilience. I've never played Final Fantasy XIV as it's a MMORPG. I try to stay away from those games as it gets too addicting. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out her notable damaging skills. First attack is a SP cost of 76. It's a 3-hit AoE dagger damage attack, potency 65, and it breaks shields regardless. Her second attack is an SP cost of 32. It's a 1-hit single target dagger damage attack, potency 170. Potency doubles if she goes first, and at 6 stars, this potency gets increased to 230. Her third attack is a SP cost of 77. It's an AoE 3-hit dark elemental attack, with potency of 65, and it inflicts the Miss Physical Attack at max boost. And this status element is just like Temenos' Miss Elemental Attack. If the enemy does a physical attack one time, it's gonna miss. Her fourth attack is a SP cost of 55. It's a 4-hit random target dagger damage attack, potency of 30. It has a moderate chance to inflict dagger resist down 10% for 2 turns. And the number of hits increased depending on the turn order. If she goes first, she deals another 3 hits. If she goes second, she deals an additional 2 hits. And if she goes third, she deals a +1 hit. For her EX skill, after turn 5 and 2 usages, it's a single target 4-hit dagger damage attack, potency 65, and recovers 2 BP if she goes first. Her latent ability, on turn 3 or after, and she can reuse this after turn 5, she's able to recast her battle skills, no SP consumed, for 1 turn. For her ultimate, level 1 to level 10, it's a 5-hit single target dagger damage attack, potency 75 at level 1 and 90 at level 10. The potency doubles and she goes first. For her notable support skills, she doesn't have too many. Her first and only is a 22 SP cost, and it lowers physical defense and speed of one enemy by 15% for 2 turns. For her passive, her first one, she gives herself a dagger damage up of 30%, and for her second one, she gives herself dead aim and an additional damage cap of 50,000 when the enemy broken is present. And then she has a 10% in dark resistance and 20 on light. Looking at her stats, her HP and physical attack at level 100 aren't the greatest. At 2792 and 388, not only is she squishy, but she won't be dealing big massive damage as her physical attack is on the lower side. Her level 120 does get a little bit better, with her HP being at 3612 and her physical attack at 453, but take note that her role again is of a dagger breaker. More importantly, above anything else, is her speed. Her kit revolves around being the fastest to act, so it's important that her speed is above everyone else's. Now for the main question, should you pull? When it comes down to the original 8 OCTOPATH Trailer 2 characters, released in COTC, she is the second least used character, just right above Temenos. It does make me wonder if NetEase had a slip up and meant to release her instead of Partitio when we got to New Delta, as in the JP side, Rone was firstly released when they got to New Delta. But anyways, in a fight against an enemy weak to daggers, she can potentially deal up to 12 hits, using her 6-hit attack that if she went first, and then using her latent ability, which allows her to double cast. Her 3-hit dark attack that inflicts the Miss Physical Attack is nice to have and will be great for enemies charging up their ultimate attacks, but are you really going to be spending 1 turn and 4 BP to inflict that status ailment for 1 time? Again, this is all dependent on the battle and who you have. The majority of us will be most likely using her for her dagger breaking capabilities. Her A4 accessory is a 60 to physical attack and 80 to speed and a 15% physical attack up. And whoever breaks the enemy with this accessory will inflict a Miss Physical Attack for 1 time to the enemy. It's niche and nice to have, but is it worth it to use this accessory over something like Joshua's A4 accessory or accessories that give you access to dealing more damage? That's something that you'll have to ask yourself, as everyone has a different playstyle and team composition. Moving on, longevity. If you're free to play, I would continue to keep saving your rubies. The future of thieves are insane. If you followed the JP side, you should know who I'm talking about. But in the future, 2 thieves will come out and leave the rest of the current thieves in the dust. These 2 pair so ridiculously well that you can potentially destroy anything, even those enemies not weak to daggers. but if you like Throne as a character and her skills, that's a good enough reason to pull for her. Let's go ahead and finish up. Character design 4.5 out of 5. I like her design. It kind of reminds me of the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, with her having a similar dress with one leg showing and revealing her weapon. Her VA, Rie Takanaka, is an awesome VA. She also voices Koyomi Mizuhara from Azumanga Daioh, or the girl in the glasses. This is one of the best animes that introduced me to anime comedy at a younger age, and I really enjoyed it. Next, abilities 3 out of 5. As stated before, she's good for breaking, and the majority of her skills are something that we've seen before. Longevity 3 out of 5. Don't see her being used in the future. More and more characters are able to break shields regardless now, such as Kanari, and in the future, Solency X skill. The 2 thieves that I mentioned before come out, she'll be benched permanently. Level buff 0 to 5. She didn't get any. Time limited. Yes, she's part of the members of Celestia, along with the other Octopath 2 characters. Overall impression, she's good now as a breaker, but not great. Alright, with that said, I'll probably do a few pulls for her. Her story in Octopath 2 gave me weird vibes, and it didn't feel as impactful as some of the other characters, as it was kind of all over the place, especially with her encounter with her final boss. I also didn't use her as much in battle, as her lane skill wasn't all that great. Okay, well that was it for Throne. Let me know if you'll be pulling for her. I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself. Let out.